Okay, good afternoon. I'm going to get started with our lesson. So this lesson that we're reading about is called Factory. We're reading about factories, and it is a social studies or economics lesson. Okay, so first of all, do you know what a factory is? What do you know about factories? Well, we see here in the picture, this must be a picture of a factory. It's a very large building, and there's some smoke coming out of it, and some things. So we don't know what it makes, but I think it probably is a factory. So do you know anything about factories? Really, the only thing I know about factories is they make stuff. So I think pretty much anything you can think of is made in a factory, like maybe your shoes or your clothes, your jackets, or your toys. Okay, so let's read more about factories.
A factory can make many different things. Many people work in factories.
Okay, so it makes many different things. Like I said, anything that you can think of, really. Paper that you write on, or books that you read, pencils. Okay, and then a lot of people work in the factories. Okay. Now, here's a kind of factory. This is a product that is made in a factory.
A factory can make different kinds of vehicles. People work in factories to put vehicles together. They make cars, vans, and trucks that people can buy.
Okay, so a factory can make different kinds of vehicles. So cars, vans, trucks are made in factories, and people can buy them and use them. You probably have one, or not you, but your family. Okay, what are these? Okay, we have games. It looks like a doll and some blocks, or you would call this group of objects that they all have in common, they're toys. Okay, so let's read.
A factory can make different kinds of toys. People work in factories to make toys. They make dolls, blocks, and games that people can buy.
Okay, so there's a toy factory that makes the games you play or the toys you play with. Okay, what are these things? Looks like a computer and a radio and a TV, maybe some kind of technology or electronic.
A factory can make different kinds of electronics. People work in factories to build electronics. They make computers, radios, and TVs that people can buy.
Okay, so a factory can make different kinds of electronics like TVs, radios, and computers. And I'm sure you have at least one of these things in your home that you use. Okay, what are these? A shirt, a hat, and pants, or what we call clothes.
A factory can make different kinds of clothing. People work in factories to sew clothes. They make shirts, pants, and hats that people can buy.
Okay, so a factory can make different kinds of clothing. So any clothing that you have was probably made in a factory. Shirts, jackets, shoes, or pants, for examples.
A factory can make different kinds of food. People work in factories to make different foods. They make foods that people can buy in grocery stores.
Okay, so factory foods are made in factories, like packaged foods or processed foods. So chips, ketchup, bread, and it looks like maybe sausages or hot dogs are made in factories. And around our area, I think there are probably some factories that make food near us. So maybe you know somebody who works there, or you know of one around you. Can you think of one? Okay, so food can be made in a factory. Okay, and we have here different kinds of things that you can sit on or use, like a desk, a chair, or a couch. Sorry about the noise. Okay.
A factory can make different kinds of furniture. People work in factories to build furniture. They make chairs, desks, and couches that people can buy.
Okay, so factories make furniture that people can buy and use at home. Okay, and here's the factory.
A factory makes many of the things we buy. People work in factories. We need factories.
Yes, we need factories. Oops.
The end.
The end. Okay. And the reason why I'm reading this story this week or next week and next week, some of you who are going to be in school and class will read it again next week, is because we are talking about the holidays and service and volunteering. And a factory makes a lot of the things that we use or need for the holidays, like food, the toys, blankets, electronics. Okay, so it's related to holidays, and it's also related to maybe service projects, because people need those things. Maybe things that are made in the factory are some of the things that people need. Okay, so now you'll find maybe some of the words, have somebody quiz you. For example, find the word people. Do you see the word people? It's in the yellow area. You see a lot of different faces in the picture. Where's people? Well, here's people, although it's not reading it out loud. People is right here. Okay, let's find another word. How about food? Food. Okay. Food is right here. The bread, the ham, and the carrot and apple are all food. Okay. And that is one of the basic needs also that we're talking about this month. When we talk about things people need and things that you can donate, food is a basic need that everyone needs that you can actually work to help people get. Okay, and another basic need is clothing. Okay, people need clothing, especially warm clothing now because it's getting very cold. So clothing drives and food drives are good service projects. Okay. Can you think about another thing that people maybe don't need, but it's something that is good to give around the holidays as gifts? There's toys, okay? So a toy drive is a good service project too, because maybe a lot of children don't, you know, their parents can't afford to get them a lot of toys for Christmas, and it would be nice to collect toys to give to people in need, kids in need. Okay, so those are some words that you can find. Okay, now you can pause the video and answer the questions. And I'm going to answer the questions in just a minute. Okay, so we're going to go to our level 2 comprehension questions and answer some of those, okay? So when you've answered your questions, you can start the video again and compare them to my answers. So number 1.
What is a place that can make many different things?
What's a place that makes many different things? Is it a bank, a factory, or a school? It's not a bank.
Bank.
Is it a factory?
Factory.
Yes, factories make many different things.
Factory.
Okay, number 2.
What is a type of electronics made in a factory?
Okay, what is a type of electronic that is made in a factory? Well, really any kind of electronic is made in a factory, but what did they give as an example in the story? A, computer, B, board game, or C, hamburger? What do you think? Is it maybe a computer?
Computer.
It is. A computer is made in a factory, and it's an electronic. I don't know why it's not circling it, so I will circle it with the pen that's given. Okay, number 3.
What do people do to make shirts, pants, and hats?
Okay, what do people do to make shirts, pants, and hats? Do they A, draw, B, sew, or C, build? Do they draw shirts, pants, and hats?
Draw.
No. Do they sew shirts, pants, and hats?
Sew.
Yes. Circle sew. Number 4.
Where can people buy food made in a factory?
Okay, where would you buy food that's made in a factory? A grocery store, B, home, or C, church? Probably wouldn't buy it at home or at church. You would buy in a
Grocery store.
grocery store. So circle grocery store. And that's funny that it's not circling it for you this time, but you can use your pen to circle it. And the last question.
What do people do in factories?
Okay, what do people do in factories? Do they A,
Sing,
or B,
work,
or C?
dance.
Well, do they sing in a factory? Do they work in the factory? Yes. Okay, so that one worked. Okay, so that is our lesson on factories. So I'm going to show you a short video about a factory that makes a product that maybe you're familiar with. They're made in Illinois now, Skittles. Skittles are made in Illinois. Okay, so that's what it looks like making Skittles. Okay, do you know of Skittles? Do you like Skittles? It says they're the #1 non-chocolate candy in the United States, the most popular. It's molded into a shape called a pip. Okay, then the shell is put on it. Then they're blended. I guess the flavors and colors are mixed. The rainbow of colors is mixed together. There they go. The S, they put the S on the Skittle for Skittles. And then they're put in a package and shipped out. And I'm going to stop it there. Sorry, I didn't know there wasn't any talking or explaining in it, but those are Skittles, and that just shows a little bit of how Skittles are made and what it looks like once a product that you know and use is made in a factory. Okay, so that's our lesson for today, and I'll see you soon for the afternoon meeting. Bye.